Get ready for the show, it's about to begin. Pro fan talk when we dive right in. Sports talk, hot takes, ain't nothing we lack. We the real fans, nothing holding us back. Mic check, 1, 2, y'all know the drill. We bringing the energy, we keep it real. From touchdowns on the Gridiron to slam dunks on the court. Every sport, every game, we holding down the fort. We breaking down the plays, dissecting the stats. Pro fan talk, we keeping it fat. Debating with passion, no filter, no doubt. We the voice of the fans, we scream and we shout.
Oh, what's going on? What in the world? Oh, Lord have mercy. My bad. Um, First of all, US men hockey team, you got it done, bros. You got it done. That's the way you get it done, man. Exciting game. I don't know if you guys saw my short. I was I was at ShopRite. I was watching the game. I was waiting for my wife ordered a whole bunch of groceries for pickup because it was by the time they could deliver, the storm would have started. So I was like scheduled to pick up at 11:30. They texted me at like 9:45. I was like, I'm on my way. I was watching the game. The second period had just ended. It was 1-1. And I was like, damn, I can't wait. So I went out at ShopRite doing what I got to do. It was a friggin' madhouse. All my people, Carlos, Ian, anybody on the East Coast, you know what we dealing with. We getting mollywopped right now. So, and it's about to get worse through the night. But hold on. We were getting mollywopped. But in any case, my sister was telling me um, that we had just went into overtime, and then 2 minutes into overtime, my mom calls me to let me know that the U.S. men had won. So I recorded a video, a short, maybe 20 seconds in ShopRite. That was funny. So that's the second time I've recorded in ShopRite, and both times I've got good response from it. So, but in any case, man, congratulations to the U.S. hockey team, both of them, men and women. The both of them handled their business, but the men's. Um, Let me say this: it is quite funny that all of the I'm seeing a lot of Canadian rhetoric about how they were the better team. And it's like, maybe, but you want the better team today. What did Lou Holt say? Play like a champion today. That's what it comes down to. What I posted that on my Twitter feed. Let me find that picture. Let me bring that up. Let me bring that up because that's there we go. Hold on, hold on. Let me bring you into this because we're gonna be flipping and flopping. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Play like a champion today. Today. And the Canadian team did not. They may have dominated most of the game, but you got to dominate until it's zeros. Matter of fact, so Brody hit the Brody hit the goal. Let me see my notes. Yeah, Matt Brody his scores 6 minutes in the game. So I was listening to PK Subban earlier, and he was talking about how important it is for you to score first, because that puts the pressure on the opposing team because they got to catch up. And we scored first, and we were good to go. And yes, that is the Notre Dame locker room, bro. Um, Once we scored, it puts the pressure on Canada. They got to match. You know, they got to do above and beyond to draw even and then go ahead. And Hellebuck, that dude was standing on his friggin' head today. He was the MVP. Um, 41 saves a day. He got it done. But I was specifically, before I had to leave, I had watched the U.S. kill a 5-on-3 power play. U.S. had 2 men in the penalty box. So Canada had a 5-3 advantage. And they couldn't score. But what ended up happening? Not too long after that, who was that? McCarr. McCarr scored at like 1860. And he evened it up. But it could have been worse if they could have scored on that power play. So I thought that was a good confidence booster. Of course they evened it out, but they couldn't. There was one shot towards the end. It had to be less than 2 minutes left in the game that I don't know who took the shot for the U.S., but it bounced. It hit both poles before it bounced out. If it had been an inch lower, that'd have been game in regulation. But it didn't. Hockey, just like a lot of sports, is a game of inches, and we got it done. I see a lot of people. Again, this is a lot of the rhetoric coming from folks in Canada right now. Let me show you some of the stuff that I saw. Let me see. Let me go up. This was funny. Dominated most of the game. Dominated most of the game. 2026 Winter Olympics. They get a flag that goes up. That was funny. That was hilarious. That was the best one. But the topic of the conversation right now is, let me see. Where's it at? This right here. You be the judge of who was the better team today. Nathan MacKinnon after winning the silver medal. Yeah, they in their feelings, bro. And you know what? Rightfully so. They should be in their feelings because they probably were the better team. It doesn't guarantee a win. Doesn't guarantee a win. We, of all people, know that. We in Philly, the way our season ended with the Eagles losing the damn San Francisco in the first round at home, there's no way we should have lost that game. But you know what? San Francisco put it on us. Yeah, Carlos, they big mad. Big mad. And they go right to, who was the better team. Listen, I'm not going to argue that Canada was a better team. I'm not even on. Yes, they were pissed. I'm not even going to argue that. I agree with what PK Subban said. This may have been a different game if Sidney Crosby plays. Sidney Crosby right now is the current GOAT in hockey, in my opinion. So that leadership and bringing all of that stuff to the squad, and he doesn't play because he hurt his knee a couple games ago. He ain't been the same since, and he elected not to play in the gold medal game. And I'm bringing this up because I'm gonna bring this around to the Eagles. He elected not to play because he didn't want to bring the team down, which means that he probably could have played, but he would have been nowhere near 100%. And I bring that up because we've had plenty of conversations about Cam Jurgens and Lane Dickerson grinding it out, being tough and giving it all. But at the end of the day, if what I know you can be gritty and grindy and gut it out, but if what you're gutting out is not up to snuff, you costing your team. That is to your team's detriment. So even though it doesn't seem like it, I give props to Sidney Crosby for making that decision because it could have been worse. What if he takes somebody's spot and he gets out there and he can't move? What are you going to do on the bench? And now your team is a man down. What do you do? So props to him for making the decision and sticking with it. He didn't think what he could put on the ice was going to help. So he took himself out of the decision. Now, would it have been a different story if he was playing? Absolutely. Because he's the best in the business right now. So when people say you judge who was the better team, judging who was the better team is irrelevant. And that's the loser's mentality. And it's funny how comfortable I am saying that, because if one thing we know about being Americans when it comes to sports is we are the kings of being petty. It takes one to know one. So when I see these guys and they in their feelings and they got the stank face when they get in their little second place plushy doll, my sister was narrating that because I was in the store, but she was watching the medal ceremony, and she was like, if you could see their face when they giving them these plush dolls, like it was a shame. But you know, I mean, woulda, coulda, shoulda, man. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Don't do nothing to rhyme. And then I saw the other stuff talking about would it be there's no way that overtime should be 3-on-3 in the Olympics. And I'm like, I agree, but that's the rules. And guess what? The conversation, I believe the coach for Canada brought that up. Like, there's no way there should be a 3-on-3 competition in the Olympics. And I'm like, I agree 100%. But this would not be the topic of conversation if Canada would have won. For sure, they wouldn't be talking about this. We'd be the ones bitching. But they wouldn't care about it. They wouldn't care about it. It's almost the same as I read it today. There has not been one protest brought up in the NFL about the tush push. Not one. They don't want to ban it anymore. None of that. Now, how come when we was doing it, everybody want to get it kicked out of the game? Then when we stopped doing it and everybody else started doing it, maybe it's okay. See, you see how that go? You see how they flip it on us? So, and one thing I noticed when I was watching the game, and then when I got back home and I started watching the replay of the overtime. When the US won, there were a couple of shots where you could really see the crowd. And I was like, there was not a lot of American support in that arena. And I'm saying that looking at right after the goal happened. I'm looking at the crowd and I'm like, who's jumping around? And you see little patches of US, little patches. You see a flag here, somebody waving the flag, a couple people over there jumping up and down. It was patches of people, but the majority of that arena was for Team Canada. Do not get it twisted. They kept showing, I saw one thing on Twitter where they were showing the perspective from Jason and Kelsey. And it was like, they were going nuts. Kylie was doing her thing, didn't want to watch, stressing out about it. Jason from Cleveland, he know what hockey is. And he was getting hyped and all that kind of stuff. So it was fun to watch. But side note on the Kelseys, let me say this. I like FAFO and all of the stuff that they do. Jason Kelsey's he got his own channel now. Kylie is the biggest name on social media right now. But what I don't hope, because I've seen enough of Kylie Kelsey to gather that, especially last year, when she confronted that chick when they was going out to dinner. And she stepped to that chick and they was about to go at it. She's the real deal. But my point is I hope they don't oversaturate them. I don't want what happened with Taylor Swift. I'm not a Taylor Swift fan, but I saw what happened with Taylor Swift when her and Travis, every time she had a game, they show her on camera 30 million times and all that kind of stuff. And they got to the point people were just oversaturated with her to the point where they started to hate her. And not that they weren't already, but you know how it is when you get sick of something. You get sick of seeing people, when you get sick of seeing the Patriots, and you understand what I'm saying. Sick of people talking about the Cowboys and all. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to see Kylie and Jason Kelsey get in that arena. Like, pull back a little bit, let them do their thing, but don't shove them in your face all the time, because that's when people will start turning on. So that's just my little 2 cents, because I like them, and I hope whatever they're doing right now at this level continue the gradual ascendance. I don't want to see them peak and then people get sick of seeing them. Kind of like what's happening with Pat McAfee right now. Like, people are getting sick of them. So I like them, but you understand what I'm saying. So uh it's cool, but you know, the hockey stuff, that was funny. Um I saw some people that were watching the game, Canada fans. This was cool, the whole thing with Gaudreau. South Jersey dude, tragic, tragic story. Him and his brother, Johnny Gaudreau, and his brother Matt were home. They're both from South Jersey uh, for their sister's wedding, and both of them got killed by a drunk driver riding bikes. Riding bikes. The dude was 6 beers in and decided to drive home and pass somebody in the lane and ran into him, killed them both. Tragic. And he was supposed to be on the Olympic team, so they honored him. They flew the family and the kids over. Those are the two little kids in the front. This little cutie girl right there, and the boy right here, and the jersey. I thought that was a cool moment. So they represented well. Didn't say nothing stupid, like that skater did. It's like, man, just keep some of that shit to yourself. You know what I'm saying? We don't need it. Keep it to yourself. It ain't that big of a deal, man. Just go with what you know. Keep it a buck. Guy was, you know, if you want to pour it on, I'm happy to be American and all that kind of stuff. Um, you know, you don't want to take anybody's shine from that moment. So he did good, and what was the guy? What's the guy that was smiling? What's his name? I'm looking at my notes at a distance. Jack, was that Hughes? Jack Hughes. I had to grab my notes real quick. Jack Hughes, who scored the winning goal, with no teeth. So apparently, early in the tournament, he got a couple teeth knocked out. So he had that jacked up smile, but that's what hockey players like, man. But guess what? It don't matter when you get that gold medal, bro. It does not matter. Home run hitters. Masculine, red-blooded, conservative, patriot Americans defeated the liberal, progressive, feminist, socialist, Marxist Canadians. Damn. Good grief. I gotta sip some Gatorade after that sentence. Good grief. Oh my God. So yeah, Hellebuck, that goalie Carlos, man, he was on his head today. He was on some other stuff today because he was phenomenal. You know what though? Both teams were phenomenal today. Both teams was phenomenal. But when you have 41 saves, come on for the gold medal, and you get it done, man. You that's what getting it done is. Get that Canadian bacon out of here. Yeah, they in their feelings, man. They in their feelings. I saw some funny stuff. I got to get into curling too. We're gonna talk about curling. To me, curling was the gold medal of the game. That was the gold medal sport of the game. So, and I think the Swiss ended up winning it. I missed the gold medal. I'm trying to go back and find the gold medal game so I can watch it. So, let me see. I'm too far. There was a couple things I saw. Let me go back. This this was funny. We know about that, right? We know about that, right? My man broke the stick. My man broke a stick right here. He was not happy. Oh, he was not happy. He just stands up, break the stick. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. This is a production. I take that back. Now, shout out to Tim Hortons Donuts. Because when I was in Canada playing for the Ticats, Tim Horton was the shit. Tim Horton donuts are off the chain. So much better than Dunkin' Donuts. Tim Hortons coffee is so much better than Dunkin' Donuts. I wish they had more Tim Hortons down there. Their breakfast sandwiches was fire. Get more Tim Hortons down in the States. I know they got them, but they just not everywhere. So, but I'm looking at this video and looking at it again. This is BS. I'm calling BS right now. Look at the stick. Look at how he's holding the stick. The stick is already broke. So I'm gonna guess this is after the game that they filmed this. This is bullshit. Watch the stick. Come on. Come on. Watch the stick. Watch the stick. The stick is already broke. He had the stick taped together. Did you see that? Watch him move his hand. And the stick is taped together, but it's already broke. You can see the stick bending when he moves his hand. When he moves his hand. Let me see if I can it's gonna let me do this. Nah, it's not. Watch when he move his hand. He got a little thing of duct tape, and then it's bending like it's already. This is already broke. This is some BS. This is some BS. Look at this. Watch his hand and watch the stick. Look, see what I'm saying? That was some nonsense. That's bullshit. They can't even be mad for real. They can't even be mad for real. They fake. They fake. Get out of here with that nonsense. You can't even be mad for real, man. Y'all, get out of here. Get out of here. Hellebuck, Canada probably outplayed us tonight, but Hellebuck was the best player on the ice. Facts. Facts on facts. He carried us the whole way. Facts on facts. This shot right here, I might make that my wallpaper. That is a phenomenal shot. Jared Tilton, Getty Images. Shout out to Jared Tilton. That's a poster right there. That's a poster right there. Phenomenal shot right there. So, great shot. I'm gonna get that. Of course, that's my favorite one. Do we miss anything else? Nah. I think I covered everything. That was crazy though. That was fun to watch though. Fun to watch. The only thing I got to do now is I got to go back and watch the gold medal game for curling. I missed it somehow. I don't know if it came on like early this morning, but I was looking for it and couldn't find it. So, how both men and women win gold in the same score the same way? Because that's the way it goes. Sometimes you win some, you lose some. That's the way it goes. Sometimes the best team doesn't win. I will concede that Canada may have had the better team. They just didn't have the better team on this day. That's the way it goes sometimes, man. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. But don't be bitching about it, man. Don't get in your feelings now. It was a good game. Wouldn't nobody be bitching about 3-on-3 if Canada would have won. Guaranteed. At least nobody from Canada in any case. So don't start it. Just take the L. Y'all played well. Y'all had a good run. But this was especially when you when you hear about the stuff about Gaudreau, we just had the mojo. You know what I'm saying? So just roll with it. We had the mojo. But that was a great Olympics, man. That was a great Olympics. Couple hiccups, people trying to make their statements and stuff like that. But that was a great Olympics. Of course, Snoop Dogg and Martha was everywhere. Snoop Dogg was everywhere. But it was fun to watch. It was fun to watch. They would probably beat us in the 7-game series, but unfortunately, absolutely. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, don't do nothing but rhyme. So if we had a 7-game series, most likely they would probably win it because they're a better team than us. But you got one game to win it. You take your best and you put them on the ice and you see what's going to happen, and it's going to be what it's going to be, period. So all of these people crashing out with the fake outrage and the pre-broken hockey stick. I did see another one. I thought I saved it. I don't know if I got it, where the dude was took a chainsaw to his television, and I was like, yeah, that was probably fake too. He probably got that $75 on sale at Walmart TV just to film a video. You know how they do now. Everybody wants the clicks. Everybody wants the clicks, man. So, well, yeah, that was fun. That was fun to watch, man. It's fun to see all these Canadian crash outs right now. Canadian crash outs. They don't know what to do. I saw if you on the East Coast with Philly and 97 or WIP, Brody who's a huge hockey guy. He's on the radio here on WIP. He did his little reaction video right after they won where he was basically just screaming. That was funny. So yeah. I saw what's the one girl that does the stuff for the Eagles all the time? She did a thing on Gaudreau. And the gesture that the guys did. So she talked about that. I remember hearing about that, but I wasn't in hockey mode at that particular point. But I thought that was a very, very cool thing that they did. It's something that the kids will always remember. They'll always have keepsakes for that. You know what I'm saying? So the pictures and everything like that. So I thought that was a cool deal. So that's the way it go, man. We won the game. We were the best team today, and that's all that matters. All that matters is we was the best ones today. That's what I'm talking about. What a fun Olympics, man. What a fun Olympics. It's better than the Summer Olympics and all of that kangaroo breakdancing crap. So it wasn't hard to beat. You know what I'm saying? I think about that, the breakdancing and that girl from Australia or whatever that just ruined the whole thing. I know the people, the break dancers, they had to be pissed off. You finally get something in there, and they made a mockery of it. What's up, Newman? Newman. Congratulations from a Canadian. It was do or die, and the USA won. You guys got lucky, though. Hey, man, sometimes I'd rather be lucky than good. I ain't mad. I'll take that. I will acknowledge that, yeah, we probably got lucky. You know what? But we ain't get lucky when we stopped that 5-on-3 power play. And there were a couple shots where Canada got lucky too. An inch to the left or an inch lower or an inch higher. You know, we could have had some goals and could have ended it in regulation. So the luck thing goes both ways. But okay, we got lucky. It is what it is. But they don't say lucky when they review this tape a year from now. It's just going to say this is how the Americans beat Canada. So it's all good. I'll take the luck, though. I'll take a side of luck with my Tim Hortons coffee. It's all good. It's all good, man. Yeah. What's up, Mr. Taz? We got that sweet. Yes, sir. Miracle on Ice Part 2. Somebody that was watching the game. I don't know where this was. I don't know if it was at a bar, at a wedding. I don't know what it was. But it was a dude who older guy, got on top of the bar, and everybody was filming, and he gave the speech from the 1980 gold medal, the famous I guess whenever he gave that speech. You know, you've seen Kurt Russell do it in the movie, but he gave that speech. I guess they were watching the hockey game or before they watched the hockey game. I don't know, but I thought that was pretty cool. So, you know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. So now I got to find me a professional curling league that I can watch. Maybe I'll go curling one of these days so I can do it for myself. You know what's funny about the curling? I was in Scotland for 3 years. I was in Glasgow. I was in Edinburgh for a year and then Glasgow for 2 years. I ain't never seen nothing curling. I went and played at St. Andrews, played golf at St. Andrews. I went to Glen Eagles Resort. I went to a falconry. I did skeet shooting. What's up, Eves Newman? I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thank you for the new subscribe. When I was in Scotland, never saw anything about curling. Because that was as much, because I'm a big bowler. I love bowling. know anything about curling the whole time I was over there. And I kept noticing that the Great Britain team, most of the curlers was from Scotland. So, and I think, let me see. Who invented curling? Was that a Scottish game? Yes. Curling was invented in Scotland during the early 16th century, with the earliest evidence being a curling stone inscribed with the dates 1511 found in Stirling. It originated as a winter pastime on frozen ponds. Percy. The first written reference appearing in Paisley Abbey, reference in 1541. Okay, so it is from Scotland. And the whole time I was over in Scotland, in Edinburgh and in Glasgow, not one time that I thought of curling, or I would have went to see what that was about. Because that seems like if I would have saw that somewhere, I would have tried to do it. I would have tried to do it over there. But never found it. What's up, Fire Medic? Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the subscribe, brother. So TML fan for 2026. What were you in Scotland for? I played for the Scottish Claymores in the World League of American Football. We won the World Bowl in 1996. I was over there from 95, 6, and 7. So I am an honorary Scot. I like to tell people that. I still got some still have it down there. I don't think so. I think it's in the car. I still have I use it to this day. I have a golf towel that I bought at the Royal and Ancient, St. Andrews. And it's still on my golf bag to this day. I got the golf tag from St. Andrews, which is real. Had a chance to go walk around St. Andrews, walk around the graveyard that's right above the golf course. All of that kind of stuff. Are there black folks in Scotland? Yes, there are black folks. Come up from London. Usually they're Nigerian. And you see same thing, some black folks or Nigerians. You might find a couple like in Ireland that come over from Ireland. So yes, not a lot of periods on the page though, but there are some in there. The funny part is, but in the big scheme of things, no, there are not a lot of black folks in Scotland. But the Scottish go to England and back and forth. That's just a train ride. That's just like that's just like taking a train from here to Atlantic City. You know what I mean? Or from here to New York. It's that close. England and Scotland. So there's a lot of Nigerians that and other folks from different parts of Africa that live in England that go up to Scotland for whatever reason, or people from Scotland go down to England, and you see them always. But I will say this, they were not used to seeing a big group of black folks as big as we were. Because for the most part, people in Scottish, not a lot of big guys, 5'5", 5'6". And they looking at me like I'm big. I'm 5'10". At the time, I was like 210. My roommate was like 6'2", 235, 240. He was a linebacker. I remember the first year we were over there, I was with this guy who was he was a offensive tackle. He was 6'5", 405. He was absolutely ginormous. And me and him were walking down Princess Street in Edinburgh, downtown Edinburgh, and we were parting the Red Sea. Everybody was stopping, looking, and just kind of getting out of the way and just necks up in the air because they couldn't believe they were seeing somebody that big. So that was like the first week we were there. But I listen, I tell anybody, man, I enjoyed my time in Scotland. I love Scotland. I love the Scottish folk. Yes, I did try some haggis, not for me. But I did fall in love with me some bagels and lox while I was over there because I like salmon anyways, and I like sushi. So over there, lox is basically raw salmon, thinly sliced, and they serve it on a bagel. Sometimes they serve it with cream cheese or whatever. I like mine plain, but I fell in love with that smoked salmon and bagels all the time. So funny thing over in Scotland, and this was my second year when I was in Glasgow. Um, some of the best Chinese food I've ever had was in Scotland. And you have to be able to wrap your head around seeing an Asian man with a Scottish accent. You got to take a step back and pause and really process what you're seeing, because you buy into the stereotypes and you walk in there expecting to hear one thing, and if you've ever heard a Scottish accent, you understand. And then you see an Asian guy with a Scottish accent, it throws you for a loop. It's funny. But some of the best Chinese restaurants and some of the best Italian restaurants were in Scotland. Facts. Facts. Chicken tikka it became a regular part of my diet. Spicy. Um, I do not drink beer. I'm not a beer fan. I did have me a Guinness while I was over there. Wasn't a fan because over there, I don't drink beer anyways. But I'm in Rome. I'm gonna do what the Romans do. You got to have a Guinness when you in the UK. You just have to. Um, but they don't serve ice cold beer over there. Their beer is like it's cold, but usually it's like closer to room temperature. That's how they drink beer over there. So I got one. Somebody bought one for me. I tried it. I I bet you I didn't make it through half of it. And I was like, yeah, I'm good. But I did fall in love with cider. All the stuff you see now with Angry Orchard and Reds and all of that kind of stuff. Uh I fell in love with regular old dry cider. It was a brand called Strongbow. Strongbow dry cider. Now even Strongbow's got 8 million flavors now, but before it was just regular cider. I fell in love with that stuff. To this day, my wife, if we gonna have Thanksgiving or something like that, my wife will buy me some cider. Right now, I drink Stella Artois. Um, but if I can find me some Strongbow somewhere, I'm all about it. So those are my two favorite drinks. Or no, Strongbow and what was the other stuff? Iron Brew. Iron Brew. Strongbow is the black man drink in the UK. Strongbow and Iron Brew, man. Fell in love with Iron Brew. So yeah, man. Um, yeah, and I was drinking it before it was popular. So um, yeah, it was fun, man. It was fun. You say, what a game. The salt is nice. Everybody's salty, bro. Everybody's salty. Or Canadians crying in their poutine. The poutine, not the poutine. If you know, you know. You know what? What the brief time I spent up in Canada when I was with the Thai Cats, I heard about poutine, but I did not try it. Did not try it. So poutine is like fries and cheese or something like that. Something covered in cheese. And I'm not I don't do well with like cheese sauce and stuff like that. Like I like mozzarella, like cheese on pizza, lasagna, but like cheese sauce, I'm not a big fan of. So I don't really understand what poutine is. So no, I'm not listening to Drake. Drake was still in high school when I was up there. This is how old I am. When I was with the Thai Cats, I played against Doug Flutie. Doug Flutie was still with the Argos. He hadn't even got picked up by the Buffalo Bills yet. I played against Doug Flutie in Toronto. That was the craziest thing. I remember we played against Toronto. It was a back and forth game. They ended up beating us. Um, After that game, I remember I played against Doug Flutie in pinball. There was a running back. I forget. I think his name was Clemens. Something Pinball Clemens. I think that was his name. Everybody used to call him Pinball. Dude was like 5'5", 5'4", 5'5", and like all lower body, and you couldn't get him down. He was hard to tackle. But um, I remember we played them. It was a crazy game. They ended up winning. And I remember I made a beeline on that field to find Doug Flutie just to make sure I could shake his hand after that game. Because that joker put on a show. And I was like, I remember telling him, like, bruh, I don't care what anybody says, bro. I was like, you belong in the league. You belong in the NFL. Do not get it twisted. So, and then a couple years later, he got picked up by Buffalo. And then Buffalo didn't give him a fair shot, in my opinion. But it is what it is. But I had fun in Canada, man. I had fun in Canada. Asian with a Jamaican accent, yeah, yeah. I saw a thing, even though I know I'm ashamed, I should be ashamed of myself because I haven't seen the movie Sinners yet, but I plan on watching it. But I know they did a thing. It was an Asian woman talking about the Creole and the people down Asians that live down south. And if you put the blindfold on and all you heard was the voice, you would never know. So, hey, man, it's all about where you from. It's all about where you from. So, one of the best games in a long time. Absolutely. Good game of both teams. Absolutely. Absolutely, Mitchell. Um, See, Coach, every time you come on, we learn something new. It's like education. Yeah, I've been around the world. Been around the world. Football has afforded me. Um, I've seen some things, and I'm very appreciative of it. First time I went out of the country, my rookie year with the Eagles, we played in the American Bowl in Tokyo, Japan. So we flew to Tokyo, played in the bowl, and my experience over there, that was when I got first got introduced to sushi. My sister, my oldest sister, had spent 8 months living in Japan, living in Tokyo. Um, so I would always hear her stories, and she was big into sushi. So I didn't want to try it, but when I was over there, once again, when in Rome, do what the Romans do. So I tried sushi because I'm like, hey, these people over here, I'm with a professional football team. We gonna get the best of the best. So if I'm seeing sushi, I know it's good stuff. So we went to it was a big welcoming. Both teams were there. We played the Saints. So they had this big party for us because everybody knew we were in Tokyo. Um, so when you see all of these teams playing overseas in London, this place like that, we did it first. They had this smorgasbord spread, just like you go to a party and they got the table of all the food that you can eat. And they had some sushi, and I tried some sushi, um, and I liked it. And I remember I didn't know what the wasabi was. I didn't have wasabi. Thank you, Lauren. Lauren Kopek with a new sub. I appreciate you, Lauren. Um, they had it was like a clear liquid. I don't know what it is. To this day, I don't know what it was. But I dipped my sushi in that clear liquid and it lit me up. I don't know what it was. I don't know what was in it. All I know, all of this went like that. Nose opened up, eyes running, nose running, can't breathe. It was like, woof, liquid fire. That's what it was like. And it wasn't like I had a lot of it, but I mean, it was good. I just wasn't ready for that blast of heat because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was, but still had a good time. I'm looking. I got a tape of that game from somewhere. I had a good game that game. So yeah. Oh, Carlos, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. You know what? So Sinners and Predator Badlands, I am gonna watch on my MetaQuest because I got a virtual movie theater in my MetaQuest, so I can hook it up to my computer and do like a virtual desktop on my MetaQuest 3, and I can still have access to Amazon Prime or whatever I'm watching on Xfinity. So I can lean back. Now, this is my computer chair. You can't see it, but my computer chair. will recline all the way back, so I can lean it all the way back and watch a movie, and it looks like I get the experience like I'm actually in a movie theater watching a 40-foot high screen. So that's how I'm going to watch Sinners, and that's how I'm going to watch Predator Badlands. Can't wait. So I just got to carve out some time to do it. I've been too busy with the Olympics. And don't sleep, because when the World Cup comes, Coach Marcus is going to be right back with you. Don't sleep. Let me see. Canadians were weak defensively, plus miracle save by the goalie. Yeah, goalie was standing on his head, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hellebuck was the MVP. Absolutely. No doubt. That. Yeah, I've heard nothing but good stuff about Sinners. You know what movie is good? When people ask you, have you seen it? And you say no, and they're like, what? You haven't seen Sinners yet? My sister's good for doing that. Because me and my sister kind of like the same stuff. We twins, so what do you expect? But so yeah, I gotta check it out. Not getting the goal on that 5-on-3 power play is insane. I agree 100% because I thought they had the opportunity to take control of the game. So they score that goal, they bring it even, and then they're still playing well, and maybe something gives, but that was a crucial penalty kill by the States. I'm not even sure if they even got any good shots on goal during that time. I know they got a couple off, but I don't think they were like good shots. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, Americans, the defense wins championships. I don't care what game you play. Defense wins championships. They can't win if they can't score. That's what it comes down to. Now, because of all of the bitching about the 3-on-3 rule, are they going to change it? Should they change it? Probably yes. Maybe. Why is it 3-on-3? Why don't make it 4-on-4 or something like that? I don't know. But I remember when they changed the rule, they wanted to make overtime exciting so you could guarantee somebody will score. So that's why they did it, right? So, Coach, being a twin, do you feel when your sister is upset or hurt is something wrong? Yes. Yes, I do. That is not a myth. It doesn't happen all the time, but there's been times when my sister will call me like, you all right? Like she won't even say hello. Like, you good? And I've done the same thing. So that my big sister too. So yeah, that is a real thing. Kale McCarr had to carry that defense. Yes, he did. Kale McCarr had it. He was the lone scorer for Canada. So he was balling. Absolutely, he was balling. My best friend, I have a set of twins who are a girl and boy, and they stuff she tells me is yeah. My dad pulled the Jedi mind trick on us. I remember when we were in high school and we got our driver's license. My dad pulled me to the side. He pulled me to the side because he knew we was gonna be driving and all this kind of stuff. And he said, I don't care where y'all go. I trust you. You gonna do the right thing. He said, but if y'all ever when y'all go somewhere together, where you go or where she go, you go. That's like y'all not splitting up. And what that did was, in high school, all my sisters' friends, our close friends, were like my sisters, and all my boys would look out for Melanie because we all hung out together. I would come home from college, and her best friend at the time, I would go to her best friend's house to visit her best friend's mother, just to say, "Hey, Miss Clark, how you doing?" Blah 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 blah. That's just how it was, and because we we used to roll, and my mom had an Aerostar. Remember the Aerostar, the Ford Aerostar, the big ugly minivan? Now, mind you, this was in the 80s, so it wasn't ugly at the time. but we had an Aerostar, and we lived in the suburbs. All our friends lived, in the hood, and we had to travel. So we were always the ones picking folks up, and they knew that me and my sister, we really ain't drink smoke. We wasn't into the nonsense. So everybody wanted to roll with us because they knew they had a safe ride home. We wasn't gonna do the nonsense. We get you home. Everybody knew this was back in a time where everybody knew my parents. My parents knew everybody we was dealing with. You know, even the knuckleheads. Even the knuckleheads be like, "Hey, how you doing, Mr. Thomas?" Like they knew my mom and dad didn't play. Especially my dad. My dad was a Marine, so but my dad knew everybody. So my godfather um, was one of the administrators at our high school. So my dad was always plugged in to what was going on. So long story short, me and my sister are very tight. Where she went, all her friends was my friends. And then when I went to college, I went to Eastern Kentucky. She went to Kentucky State, and then I was the one of the big names in Kentucky football at the time in college. So she was always coming up. I was an alpha, so she was called coming up to my step shows and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we super tight, super tight. Uh, uh, yes, that door had 4 doors. It had 4 doors. It had the sliding door, and then you had the back door. So it had 4 doors. At the time, though, that thing looked like a spaceship on the inside. From a neutral perspective, who misses on 40 shots? That's happened a lot of times, and it might not necessarily be 40, but if a goalie is on, a goalie is on. How many times have you seen goalies just they block everything? So that's not uncommon. It's not uncommon at all. Um, but whatever. Congrats, America. Um, I think they lost because Sidney Crosby didn't play. That's why they lost. Keep it real. Um, the Devils. It's not his fault. The Devils suck. Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll tell you what, man. That's a good concession when you're on a bad team. You win the gold, and you are one of the best players on that team to win the gold. So yes, um, it was no different than when Hasek played for the Sabres. They would get outshot, but he always kept them in the game. Absolutely. That's what a good goalie does. That's what happened today's absolutely. Let's effing go USA. Absolutely, man. All it takes is one, dude. Don't matter if you getting carried or are you carrying the team. As long as the group is right and you know what to do, because even the guy that carries a team gets carried every now and then because that dude is going to have a bad game. And I always like to say in situations like this, the team that makes the least amount of mistakes usually is the one that wins. And in this game, to me, it seemed like Canada made the most mistakes. They didn't convert when they had an opportunity. We just talked about the 5-on-3 opportunity that they couldn't convert on. They scored not too long after that, but maybe that would have been a goal ahead before. What's up, Doppelpong? Dougal Pong. Dougal Pong. I didn't read that wrong. Appreciate the sub, man. So, hey, they got it done. Dude, that's 100% right there, Mitch. When you're on, you're on. When you hot, you hot. When you're in the zone, I'm lucky enough in my football career, especially when I was in college. I remember a couple of games specifically where I was in the zone and couldn't nobody touch me. I will never forget when I broke the NCAA record. At the time, it was called 1AA. I broke the all-time. I was the all-time when I left college. I was the all-time leading rusher in 1AA history. It has since been broken years ago, but when I left college, I had that record. I still hold all of the OVC rushing records, and honestly, I don't think they're going to be broken because people pass too much now. Um, but I remember a game when I broke that record. It was against Morehead State at Morehead. It was cold. It was raining. I cut my hand. and everybody thought my butt was bleeding because I had a cut, like I think it was right here on my thumb, and I would reach back and I would wipe it like right below my butt cheek, and I had this big red spot on my butt cheek, and folks thought I was bleeding, but it was my thumb, and I kept wiping it off. So, but when you get in the zone and everything slows down for you, doesn't matter if you're on a football field, soccer field, baseball field, basketball court, hockey rink. It doesn't matter where you are. When you are in the zone, everything slows down. And I remember that game specifically. I was making cuts that made no sense because I was seeing the field in a way. The only way you can say is just like in your mind, like it slows down. Have you? If you guys remember Terminator 2, did you guys see? You guys see Terminator 2? I'm showing my age here, but when Terminator 2 came out, think about that movie. Look it up on YouTube. Terminator 2, when Arnold goes into the bar and gets the keys from the biker guy. Now, they would always switch to Arnold's point of view. And you would see the screen would kind of go red, and you would see all of these HUD display stuff. They was doing this way before Marvel with Iron Man. But when the Terminator walked into the bar and you see all of this HUD scanning and all that kind of stuff, that's what I would see. And I could calculate where the cut lanes were, and I would see all of this stuff like in a 0.3 seconds. And I could make a decision and go. And that was when you like just so in tune and so dialed into your game. That's what being in the zone is. And Hellebuck, that Joker was in the zone today. He was in the zone. So you can see everything. And can't nobody mess with you. That's a phenomenal feeling. The only feeling that's better than that when it comes to sports, in my opinion, obviously, if you win the championship, when we won the World Bowl in '96, you get that elation because we went from worst to first. We were the worst team in the league in '95, and then we won the title in '96. So that was fun. But the first time I stepped on the field at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, my rookie year when I made the team, and to feel the energy from that stadium, it is a tangible. It is a tangible feeling. It is a tangible experience. You feel the energy coming from the crowd. And if anybody's played sports, I don't care if high school on up. Because when you're a kid and you just having fun. But when you get high school, things get serious. College, things get a little bit more serious. And then pros, it is what it is. But when you feel that energy when you step into a stadium, that is a tangible experience. And it's hard to describe unless if you've been through it, you know. So I can just imagine what these guys, I would imagine it's probably more than that. When you represent your country and you truly can say you're the best in the world, that's truly a world champion. Phenomenal feeling. Phenomenal feeling. Terminator 2 traumatized you as a child? What? With the T-1000? I could have said that. How that Morgan Terminator could never die. Yes, it was ahead of its time. Yes, it was. Most of the movies I can still watch to this day, man. Over a lot of the crap they have now. I remember when Iverson used to say the basket looked like an ocean when he would score 40. Absolutely. You see, when you go back and look up some of Iverson's crossovers. Look that up on YouTube and some of the stuff when he was crossing folks over. Hell, the first time he crossed over Jordan. Like he was so in tune with everything he was doing. Couldn't nobody mess with Iverson. Couldn't nobody mess with the answer, man. Iverson was a god on the court, man. And in every era, Dr. J, Larry Bird, Magic, Shaq, Kobe for a minute was unstoppable. And you had people like that Every era. LeBron, people give shit to LeBron, and some of it rightfully so. But here's the one thing and I'm saying this because I'm an Ohio boy, so I'm biased about LeBron. I'm from Cincinnati. LeBron's from Cleveland. That's close enough as far as I'm concerned. You in Ohio, bro, Akron. But um, I don't think people, especially now, because he's been playing for so long, I don't think people understand what LeBron did when he came out of high school. I don't think they understand how good he was at the pro level coming out of high school. It didn't make any sense. I had never seen anybody like that out of high school. The only person that I could possibly compare was Tiger Woods, and Tiger Woods went to college. But if they didn't make him go to college, he probably wouldn't have. But also, before she got attacked, Monica Seles. I know a lot of people don't remember Monica Seles, but I believe Monica Seles started playing professional tennis when she was like 13, 14 years old, beating grown women. So to be able to do that and to be able to stand out among the best in the world, like people forget about that. Yeah, a lot of people think he corny, but on the court, he gets it done. Now, I don't know where all this flopping came the last 7, 8 years, but yeah, LeBron, like, don't forget about what he did when he came out of college. I don't think there's been any person that came out of high school that was that good that quick. Kobe, it took some time. I remember when Darius Miles came out of high school. Kevin Garnett took him a minute. I can't think of any. Maybe Daryl Dawkins. Maybe Daryl Dawkins, or was it Moses Malone? Who came? I think both of them came out of high school. Can't remember, but it was either Daryl Dawkins or Moses Malone. I want to say he was Moses. He came out of high school, and let me make sure I got that right. Let me see. Moses Malone. Born after by playing career. Yeah, he came out of high school. Moses Malone came out of high school. He was a third round pick. So yes. And then he was dominant right off the bat. He dominated right off the bat. So you do see that happen from time to time. So what's up, Mary Steen? Mary Steen is a new subscriber. I greatly appreciate you. Thank you for joining my team. My team is the bomb. Everybody say what's up to Mary. Appreciate you. Yeah, Monica Seles was ahead of her time. Jordan, Kobe, Allen are the GOATs. Yeah, but the point I'm trying to make is even Jordan didn't come out of high school. Jordan didn't come out of high school, and even though Jordan could dunk, Jordan wasn't winning jack his first 4 or 5 years in the league. It wasn't until Scottie Pippen came along that he could make it happen. So Bennett, are you watching me every day? You love me? If that's what you're saying, I greatly appreciate that, and I appreciate your appreciation. Love you right back, bro. He loved watching me on the shitter. Boy, that's them phones, man. Them phones. Oh my God. Yeah, Jordan kept running into the bad boys. Yeah, yeah. Yes, he did. Them Detroit Pistons wasn't no joke. Back when Rodman was young, and he wasn't Rodman yet. He was Dennis Rodman, the rebounder. He didn't turn into Rodman until he went to the Bulls, to Chicago. Then he started had the color hair, the funny hair. I think he did it in San Antonio. He started wearing the crazy colors, but he crashed out when he got to Chicago, but couldn't nobody stop him. He was ridiculous. Yeah, now that's some physical basketball back in the day, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. Bill Lambier. Yep. Yep. They wasn't no joke, man. Wasn't no joke. That's when they played real basketball. If you went to the house, there was gonna be consequences and repercussions. Oh, everything is so soft now, man. Basketball has gotten soft. Football has gotten soft. Everything is soft. Oh my God. Boxing has gotten soft. MMA has gotten soft. Everything's gotten soft. Don't nobody want to fight each other. You got to wait, and then you got to wait months, and then they got to fight this guy first before they get to you because it's like I grew up with Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvelous Marvin Hagler, uh, Tommy Hearns. Um, I remember when I was in college. That's when what's your boy from Florida? They got robbed in the gold medal. Dang it. What's the boxer out of Florida? He was nasty too. Um, it'll come to me. Somebody put it in the chat. Um, no dribble without getting punched. Absolutely. Um, yeah, we kind of been through that, Frank. They was crying, they was bitching and moaning. So, um, oh, dude, I when I found out that girl from the Netherlands, that speed skater from the Netherlands, was Jake Paul's girlfriend, I immediately was rooting against her. That is somebody that like irks me to no end. Ugh. Yeah, I was a Sugar Ray fan. I was a huge Sugar Ray fan. That's when they used to fight for real. Not that they don't now, but it's just different. It's just different. Doesn't have the doesn't have to say ever since Tyson got done, there has not been a good, I don't know, a good heavyweight boxer that anybody wants to watch since Tyson. Since Tyson got done, heavyweight is not even the best division anymore. Right now, what's his name? What's his name? Triple G, Canelo, Triple G, all of them. That's the best division right now. Terrence Crawford is done. The light divisions are better. So, but again, boxing, they make so much money from one fight. You get one or two fights, and then they done. You don't hear from them no more. They count their money. So open up a couple gyms, and they make money like that. So when I was in Scotland, that's when Prince Nassim was boxing, and I couldn't wait till somebody knocked his ass out. He gave new meaning to Showboat. Prince Nassim, he was bad though. It took a while for somebody to really touch him, but they finally got there to him. Uncle George Country Music. Who's Uncle George? Okay, I see you out there, Uncle George. McCarr, McKinnon, and McDay were all on the ice during. No excuses from Canada. Hey, man, facts on facts, brother. You said a mouthful right there. Um, they couldn't get it done. I did a whole video on the cheat, the whole curling thing. That was interesting to me because the way I took it was, first of all, clearly they had been doing that for a while, and when Mark Kennedy did it, and then the girls did it the next day, I was like, they practiced that, and the only reason they practice it is because ain't nobody called them out on it before, or what if the Swedes tried before, they didn't they weren't successful in trying to call them out on it. Because I saw the tape when the Swedes was trying to talk to the official, and he looked like he didn't want to have nothing to do with it. So the whole cheating thing, my thing is this: is can that change the shot any? I'm sure it does, but it would probably be negligible. But the thing is, if that's the rule, that's the rule. It's like if you bowling, if you step on the line, that's a foul. That's like throwing a gutter ball. So in baseball, if you step out of the batter's box, or you balk, or basketball, if you shooting a free throw and your foot is on the line, like different things like that. That's the rule. So if they were willingly trying to skirt the rule and wasn't nobody calling them out for it, I blame them and I blame the officials as well. So I'm proud Team USA. Hockey won gold. Yes, we swept men and women's. Men and women's. Complaining about 3-on-3 when they couldn't even score 5-on-3. Facts. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. So, but all right, man. I wish I could show y'all a picture of the outside and what the snow is doing up here where I am, because it's not about to. Okay, we are currently getting mollywopped outside. I'm looking at my little security camera right now, and yeah, I'll put a tarp over my car. Let me see. Look at this. I don't know if y'all can see this. Look at this. This is what my front yard looks like right now. That's what my front yard looks like right now. So it's crazy. So yeah, the 46 shots, like listen, they had the hot goal. They had the hot goal. So Maryland's getting smoked. Is that men's Maryland or women's Maryland? I don't watch men's basketball anymore. College. I watch it in the tournament, but most of my time is NCAA women's. Um, that's more white than a Taylor Swift concert. Lord have mercy, man. Y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop. Stop, please. What's up, Brett? As a Canadian, congrats. You have been knocking on the door for a while. I think the U.S. played better in the Four Nations. And our goalie came up big. This time was the opposite. Yes, see you guys in 2030. Facts, man. I appreciate that, Brett. Keep it real, man. Keep it real. You can. I have no problem saying that Canada probably was the better team, but we were the better team on this day. On this day, back to Lou Holtz. Play like a champion today. And we were the better team on the ice today. We had the best goalie in hockey today. Now, we had to play again tomorrow. It might be a different situation, but we don't. It was win or go home, and we won. It's that simple. Shout out to Canada. Canada was good, but we were better this day. That's what it come down to, man. We're getting hammered, coach. I live like okay, so yeah, you right over. You South Jersey. You, Tiff, Carlos in there. Listen, I got my I put all I backed into the driveway. I got all the shovel and salt and stuff in the back of the SUV. So I ain't gotta go in the backyard to get my stuff. I got my battery charged for my electric power snow shovel. So I'm probably gonna go out at like 9, 10 o'clock and I'm gonna shovel because we supposed to get 10 to 12 inches. And I'm like, nah, we ain't gonna do that. I don't want to wake up to like 20-something inches. So I'm gonna shovel ahead of time to kind of beat the rush to see if that'll help. So we'll see. And I know not your game, but you don't get style points in hockey. Nobody gets style points, man. Nobody gets style points. So yeah, seeing they won't boo our national anthem again, Karma. Listen, man, I don't let me say it like this. And I'm saying this from my experience when I was over in Scotland, when I was in playing for the Ticats, all of that kind of stuff. My experiences overseas. I understand why other countries do that to us. Because I said it earlier, we are the kings of petty over here. Americans are sore losers. Americans don't like when somebody else is better than them. Americans is too egocentric. I told this story earlier. When I was over in Scotland, I understood very quickly and very acutely why other countries don't like Americans. Americans are arrogant assholes. They want their things a certain way. You go over there, they want their eggs the way they make them at home in Jersey. They want they want their steak like they make it in Texas. And like, listen, we in a different country. They don't do it like that. You got to understand and appreciate what they do over here. But the Americans got that mindset. I want it my way, and if it ain't my way, it's wrong. And I'm saying that because I watched it happen. I saw guys on my team that was acting a certain kind of way in different scenarios like that. And it's like, why you get mad at the help? We are ocean away from what you used to in a different country. You gotta, we in their world. And it just, so I've seen some things and it made me understand why people don't like Americans. Now, it's not universal. People in other countries are very understanding, at least some of them are. And the people you befriend over there, like when I was in Scotland, they will bend over backwards for you. But it's like it's almost like a general rule. Like if you nice to them, they will bend over backwards and do anything you want. If you nice, if you considerate, all of that type of stuff. But we know that. And people will still go over there and act like assholes. I'm an American. And this is what you can't do that. I'm an American. That's almost like a meme now. You can't do that to me. I'm an American. Oh, okay. You ain't in America. And they will hem your ass up. We played in this was my first year in 95. And we played Frankfurt Galaxy. And we went to Frankfurt, Germany. My first time in Germany. We were in the airport. From London Heathrow, we fly over. I don't know what the airport called into Germany, but we flew over there. And there was a guy first of all, over in Europe, security at the airport, they are AK-47 loaded, locked and loaded. They ain't messing around. They ain't carrying pistols. They carrying assault rifles. These dudes are in fatigues. You know who they are. They're not talking to nobody. They doing their business, making their rounds. Leave them alone. And me, the dumbass American tourist, I was like, hey, man, can I get a picture with you? Now, mind you, this is before camera phones. This is before all of that. All I'm going to tell you is this dude shot me a look. And I was like, okay. Won't ask again. He shot me that look like, leave me the fuck alone and go about your business, sir. And I was like, all righty. Won't ask again. They are serious about their stuff. They ain't playing around over there. To come across some snot-nosed American talking about, I want it my way or whatever. And I learned very quickly, like, hey, these people ain't playing, and you can't get away with some of the shit that you get away with in the States. So don't bring it. Hell, I remember back when I was with the Eagles, when we went to Tokyo, that party night, before we went to that party, before we went to the welcoming thing, we had both teams, we had a meeting with the police chief in Tokyo. And he told us, we know who you are. We know why you're here. Do not get arrested. If you get arrested, you will spend the next at least 2 to 4 weeks in a jail in Japan. And we have a 97% conviction rate. If you get arrested over here because you drunk and you start in trouble, you will miss your ride home. They were not playing. To my knowledge, I don't think anybody tested that theory, but they let it be known, because you know how football players and athletes do. After the game, they get to drinking and all. And we had some guys on our team that could drink. We had Keith Millard. Y'all remember Tim Harris from the 49ers? Played for the Eagles for a couple years. Tim Harris at one point was the poster child for like getting drunk before social media. You was hearing about Tim Harris and drunk driving and all of that kind of stuff. So we had those guys on our team, but they told us, listen, do not get in trouble over here because you will not go home. Enough said. Egypt, I've heard stories about Egypt. More trip, my niece went to Abu Dhabi. They don't play. They don't play. Got them. They also shocked that we were Americans because they said we look Nubian or Egyptian. Yeah, yeah. And it is true. It is true. When you go overseas somewhere else, a lot of people get their American culture from what they see on television. They get piped in our TV shows and stuff like that, and they actually think that's how we actually run our lives based on a sitcom or something like that. That is not uncommon. That is not uncommon. Um, you talked about that security guard. Nah, I was very polite with him. But like you learn very quickly, like they are on their job and they are not catering to tourists. Period. Please. And he wasn't mean. He did. Matter of fact, he didn't say anything to me. He just shot me a look, and like, okay, you ain't got to say a word. Unspoken communication. Gotcha. I'm out. That dude wasn't playing, and neither was that gun he was carrying either. uh, we will proudly boo the U.S. national anthem from Nova Scotia to British Columbia. Oh my gosh. Um, can't wait for the Stanley Cup. Yeah, man. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit. Who won the game again? Salty clowns. Hey man, talk your talk. Talk your talk. All y'all U.S. hockey fans, um, talk your talk. I would say the same thing if Canada won. Talk your talk. When you win the game, you got free reign. If you want to talk shit, talk shit. Talk your talk. Now's the time to do it because you got the chip. You got the gold medal. Ain't nobody say nothing about that. Why do you think the expression from the crowd was confusing? I noticed that that was not an American. There was not a lot of U.S. fans in that arena, based on what I saw and just from the camera panning around the arena. That was a more Canadian centric crowd because when they scored that last goal, and from the angle I saw, and I guess that maybe that side, it was not a lot of people jumping up and down cheering. A lot of people were just in shock. So, um, sportsmanship, nah, I think I don't mind. Listen, when you play on a team and you lose like that, it ain't for everybody to say the right thing. Some people gonna be in their feelings. Some people are sore losers. Um, so a lot of times it's best that they don't say nothing. I mean, us here in Philadelphia, me, an ex-Eagle who does Eagles content, and looking at how AJ Brown reacted after that last game, I understand. Maybe he shouldn't have said nothing. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he needs some time to cool off before he talk to the media. He don't have to talk to the media if he don't want to. It gets the media all upset and bent out of shape on that situation. But if he don't want to talk to the media because he thinks he might say something crazy, don't talk to the media. Because guess what? If they're gonna be mad, they'll be mad by themselves. So I don't have no problem. Sportsmanship and grace, those are two different things, man. And they are mutually exclusive because sometimes one doesn't cater to the other. Because I've seen graceful losers. Because I don't like to lose, but I've never been one that like I hate losing. I've never been one to crash out after a loss. And I take that from my experience. My experience was my first year in organized football back when I was 10 years old, living in St. Louis, Missouri, playing for the West Coast Vikings. My first experience, I was 0-1-5. I did not win a game. We tied one game 6-6. So from a very early age, I understood what it meant to lose. I was just having fun, but we still lost. And then when I got to high school, now let me fast forward a little bit. My senior year in high school, we were in the top 20 in the country based from USA Today high school teams. We were number 17. But that team, most of the people on that team had played together since they were kids. And now let's go back. My freshman year with that same group of athletes. My freshman year, we lost the game. Now, mind you, this is the same group of kids. They've been playing together. They done known each other since they was 10 years old. So they've been playing together, and some of them have never lost a game. And when we lost our first game as a freshman team, mind you, I see some of the dudes back there crying, and I was like, what are y'all doing? What you crying for? I couldn't process that because I knew how to lose. And even today, when I used to coach, I used to tell my kids, listen, there's lessons in loss. You can learn what not to do when you lose. There are lessons in loss. You don't like to do it, but it's a part of the game. And especially the worst thing you can do in sports is when you give a game away. When you do something stupid and you give a game away. If you get into a game and it's a knockdown, drag out fight, and they got the ball last and they managed to score, or we got the ball last and I ripped off an 80-yarder or something like that, both teams had their maximum effort, and the team that got the ball last ended up winning. Whether it was me or whether we was on the losing end. I'm good with that because that means I was throwing haymakers and I was giving it everything I had, and we just came up short. I'm good with that. But when you give a game away, somebody BSing, somebody didn't show up, one of your starters was late to a meeting, so they didn't start in the first quarter, and the team scored 2 touchdowns. I'm from Cincinnati, the Cincinnati Bengals. When the Bengals lost that first Super Bowl to the 49ers in 81, I think that was 81, and one of our starting running backs, didn't come to the game because he was coked out in the hotel room somewhere. Never showed up for the game. That's when you give a game away. That's when it's worse. So I don't mind. I'm making fun of the Canadians and making excuses and, we were the better team. I'm making fun of it, but I understand it. And let's be real. It's probably true. They were the better team. But you don't say that immediately after the game. Like, that's a reason you lost. Like, there's a consolation. There's gold, silver, and bronze, and they're going to give you a cobalt medal because you were the better team. It don't work that way. So, but I understand it. I understand. So I don't mind when people are in their feelings. You're supposed to be in your feelings because it matters when you're a part of a team. I remember, and this is funny saying this now because he's been in such turmoil. When we went to the Super Bowl in 22 and we beat San Francisco, and I remember the week after that, Brandon Ayuk was on somebody's podcast, and he was talking about the Eagles and talking about, we should have beat them, blah, 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 blah. He was like, but I can't talk because I'm the one sitting at home on the couch. And I was like, respect, because I know you in your feelings, rightfully so, when you lose a game like that. But you understood you on the couch now and we won. No excuses. And I say it's funny now because Brandon Ayuk has got so much other stuff going on. That seems like a lifetime ago. Canadians sounding like the 40-winers. Yeah. What's up, Chris? What's good with you? Chris Collins talking about that missing running back with Tom Brady. Yeah. We got beat. When I was a kid, we got beat twice by the 49ers, both by Joe Montana. That second time we supposed to win. That was the Icky Woods year. We was doing the Icky Shuffle. We had a bomb squad, man, and we just freaking Joe Montana. Joe Montana was the GOAT, man. Joe Montana was the GOAT. So, yeah. So I understand when people get in their feelings, especially when you lose a game. I totally understand it. I make fun when they come up with the excuses because I was always taught, don't make excuses because at the end of the day, it ain't going to change nothing. If anybody in the chat, in the frat, you know what I'm about to say. Excuses are tools of the incompetent, which builds monument toward nothing. Those that specialize in them seldom accomplish anything but nothing. If you pledged the frat when you was in college, you know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. Oh my god. Which athletes make the most excuses? I don't know. I guess it's across the board. The people. I mean, it's. I mean, it's everybody. I mean, it's whenever you start bitching about, you know, shouldn't be 3-on-3 or shouldn't, you know, the refs beat us and you know, you see it across the board. There's no. I don't think there's one sport where people make the most excuses. So it is what it is. Any sport, the best team can lose. Nobody would have been surprised if the game ended up 3-0 Canada. Absolutely. You're 100% correct. Let's be honest. The luck was on USA side, and sometimes it happens. We had the best team, and like people, a lot of people didn't understand. A lot of people in the world didn't know about Gaudreau. That puts a chip on your shoulder. Let's win for one for Gaudreau for his kids, and like that, a emotional um an emotional high is a real thing. An emotional lift is a real thing. If you've ever been on a team and suddenly you lose a teammate because something happened, or somebody got killed, somebody got shot, or anything like that, you can get an emotional lift or an emotional advantage from something like that. Absolutely, that's real. Absolutely. So it's all over the place, man. It's nobody's exempt. Everybody gets a turn. Everybody gets a turn. Doesn't matter what sport you in. Doesn't matter if it's an individual sport or if it's a team sport. Doesn't matter if it's hockey, volleyball, football, track and field, whatever. Pole vaulting, don't matter. Everybody gets a turn. You're going to get a turn to be the hero, and you're going to get a turn to be the GOAT. So you just got to make the most of your opportunities when you get them. Point, period, in the paragraph. So, but all right, let me take one more look at the blizzard of South Jersey. See what we getting outside. Is it time for me to go outside in snow? I cannot see my walkway anymore. Um, yeah, so it's yeah, we still it's still crazy. Yep, you can barely see the walkway now. The streets are white. I think I'm gonna go out and do one shoveling, probably about 9:30, and clean some stuff up. That way, hopefully, in the morning, instead of having 10 inches of snow, maybe I'll only have 5. You know what I'm saying? So, um, yeah. But all right, man, we've been rocking and rolling for about an hour and a half. I'm about to get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody in the chat, man. This has been a phenomenal conversation. If you are with me, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Um, I like to have conversations like this all the time. I did not open the mic, but normally I do. If you new with me, if this is your first time with me, normally I'll open up the mics, let you connect, and you can come on and give your opinions. Um, you don't have to be on camera if you want to have something to say. You can turn your camera off and still be on audio. So we'll probably do that tomorrow. We'll probably still talk about this. We'll be more egocentric tomorrow, but we'll have some fun. So all my new subscribers, I appreciate you. Please, please don't be a stranger. Make sure you share this channel with your friends, your family. Um, I like to have conversations, not necessarily monologues. And again, there will be plenty of times where I will drop the link in the chat, and you can click on that link and come on the show and give your opinion. I'll let you rattle off. You'll go on your rant for about 3 to 5 minutes, and we can talk about it, man. So appreciate everybody in the chat. All my usuals. Tiffany is one of my usuals. I appreciate you. Chris 3K is a usual. Carlos, Ian Senior. Guys have been here long. Mitchell, Madhouse, I appreciate you, man. Please do not be a stranger. You had some fire tonight. I appreciate you. Toe drag release. I appreciate you. Quentin Q, I appreciate you. Brandon, Brandon Halcom. Brandon Halcom. I appreciate you, man. Timothy Galley. Everybody in the chat, man. I try to go through it. Brett Drell 3. Karen Whiteman. Appreciate you. Did I miss any? I know I missed a whole bunch of people, but Daniel Murcock. Try to go through. I try to call it Rumple99. I appreciate you. Bijou Cassell. Thank you. If I miss you, charge it to my head, not my heart, man. Uncle George, country music, man. Appreciate you bringing the rain today, bro. Dougal Pong, appreciate you. Frank Riley, I appreciate you. Everybody in the chat, man. We had a good conversation today, man. Bennett Carollo, thank you. Everybody in the chat, man. We had some good times, man. Champion 1591, appreciate you, man. Bringing the heat. Bob Bowie, 9350, bringing the heat. I appreciate you. Everybody in the chat, man. I like it when you have something to say. Again, I want to have a conversation, not a monologue. All right? I'm about to get up on out here and shovel some snow. If you are in the South Jersey area, Tiffany, Carlos, please be safe. Hopefully you can, if you in the city, I hope you can find a place to park tomorrow. Everybody else, enjoy your week. Be safe out there. If you are new here, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 p.m. That's my norm. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 p.m. Pro Fan Talk Live. Be there and be square. I'm going to get up out of here. Y'all be safe. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. And I'm out. And as usual, go Birds. And also, go USA. Peace.